Or Josh could just wait until July to see the Forever Purge, the quote-unquote final Purge movie, to which I'm just going, yeah, sure. This was the trailer that when we talked about the Snake Eyes trailer, that might have been the worst, but it has very close competition with the Forever Purge. Oh my gosh, how the mighty have fallen. This trailer is abysmal. I hate this trailer so much. Like, is it just me, Josh, or did the Purge movies have all been low budget, but did this just get the budget of a USA special, basically? Like, this movie looks like Rambo Last Blood, the final 20 minutes of that movie, basically. This does not look or feel like a Purge movie. I was arguing with some people on Twitter that generally there was some negative, but I saw one person being positive, and I didn't want to poo-poo on it, but I was just like, this doesn't feel like a Purge movie. It's just like, how does this not feel like a Purge movie? Well, it takes place in the middle of the day, in the middle of nowhere, with characters we've never met before. All the Purge movies before this have built on each other. The first one is an interesting self-contained story, but it's more interesting once you see the sequels of course, these people think this, they're rich. But if you stick a average wealth person or even a poor person in the middle of a packed city, that's going to be interesting. And then the second story built on the first one, and the third one built on the second one. And even the first Purge, which is the fourth movie, not confusing at all, set some groundwork for the future movies, even if it completely screwed up the timeline, but also stuck with that formula of people stuck in a big, huge area that could have a lot of fatalities. This is, yeah, we couldn't really afford anything, so our producer let us shoot in his ranch for the weekend type of thing. And also, you and I have talked about before, of The Purge is one of our favorite, we don't really call it a horror series because it's more of a action series at this point and always has been, but it's an action series that usually has some form of interesting political commentary to it. It's not always the deepest, but it will get you thinking and engaged. This one beats it over your head what the political commentary is, and that's fine to have political subtext in your movie, but having the bad guys be people that couldn't let go of a government decision and still acting on that decision, and they're inflicting that against a minority group. I'm like, I get what you're going for, but the Purge is, I'm saying this as the Purge of all things, the Purge is normally more subtle than this. Like, this is a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
It just did not feel like a Purge movie at all to me from this first trailer.
I'm going to try to do this I'm going to try to add at least some kind of positive spin to this. Because it is the Purge, and oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm going to say this. The Purge up to this point has kind of earned my trust in that they can make something decent out of something that might not seem very interesting. I think that this is you and I both are like, there's no way this is the final one. There's no way. Because I think the Purge of all things would want to go out with a big old bang. But
which is what I thought this would be, but I'll get to that in a bit.
Yeah. I think because yes, so to me this is not much less of a there's no way I can do a positive spin on this because I really want this to like expand into something of like, okay, cool. So that if this is happening in like a Mexico City, what would that look like if people were like, cool, so we're just not going to obey the law. We don't have to. Sorry. Like after the Purge is over. What would that look like in bigger cities? What would that look like if that, swept the nation, blah, blah, blah. That would be interesting, but I don't think that's where they're going with this. This is just, like you said, our producer got to let us, shoot in his ranch, and we will fill the rest with CGI. It's fine. The trap with the goat at the beginning of the trailer, super interesting to me, although it would totally snap her neck. Anyway, but that's not the point. It just seems like they're trying to go back to like a horror vibe that they never had, and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Also, again, um, the first Purge, which is the fourth one, the first in the timeline, I was fine with that being a prequel, but I really, really wanted to see what the fallout would be after the Purge election year. In which case, spoiler alert for those that haven't seen it, at the end of the third Purge movie, the government basically says the Purge was a bad idea, we're getting rid of it. And believe it or not, the entire world was not happy with that decision. Just like any political decision, it was about a 50-50 split. And I think it would be much more interesting to see the ramifications of that, because like the other purges, they kind of are an over-exaggeration reflection of the society that we live in. So that could have been very, very significant to the world we live in today in a big, dense area. Bring back, what was Frank Grillo's character's name? Leo. Bring back Leo from the second and third one. You don't need to bring back the president, but maybe spin it off of... I loved in the Purge movies having the two different factions of the new founding fathers versus the... who was the group led by the guy that was in the house in the first movie? But you know what I'm talking about. There's two rival organizations.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Instead of calling this the Forever Purge, Purge Civil War.
Do something unique with your story. Don't just be like, hey, this is it, guys, the Forever Purge. Like, I mean, I know we're saying we're being armchair quarterbacks here, but like,
that could be a series right there.
Yes, look, man, I got ideas over here, man.
That's actually might be a better name for the series that we're thinking of doing.
Yeah, I know, right? But
armchair movies.
Armchair producers. I don't know. Anyway, that's not part of the discussion. Regardless, I think the Snake Eyes trailer is worse than this, only because it's so short and it doesn't give us anything to be excited about. At the very least, this trailer got an emotion out of you.
Also, I'll give credit where credit's due with this trailer. This, unlike the Snake Eyes trailer, told us what the story would be, if nothing else. Yes. It might not be the story direction we would have liked the franchise to go or are big fans of, but at least it did tell the story of what the movie is supposed to be, which is what the job of a trailer is supposed to do, even if they didn't do it.